had to school the attorneys that was telling me that this was illegal, and I had to school them, something that they should have learned in law school in the first week, that a contract, every single contract that you ever write is assignable, unless you specifically say it in the contract that it's not. Every contract is assignable. I had to tell them, this is what I'm trying to do. Even my lawyer, I had to do his job. I did everything. I had for everything except like I even swept the floors. So I did everything. And this is what we teach you how to do. Things don't go correctly, especially if it's your first time. So we teach you, like, you have to put the effort in. If you have to sweep the floors, go sweep the floors. You have to do whatever you need to do to get the deal done. So I did the job of the paralegals, the attorneys, and I probably would have did the job of the accountants, but there was none. And ended up closing. The lady was so happy. I'm actually not going to say this on camera, but there was something that I did for her that saved her about $15,000. Now this is the lady that's selling me the house. I could have pocketed that money, but it saved her $15,000. At the end of the deal, when I finally got that check, I was like, damn, this is good. $17,500 was on that check. Profits was about $11,000. That is about a little bit more than half of what Cornell was paying me for the whole year. Because as a PhD student, you get paid to do research. It was at that point where I knew, I was like, this get rich quick stuff actually works. And you know what it is? I think all get rich quicks works. You know why? It says get rich quick. It doesn't say get wealthy quick. It says get rich quick. It doesn't say get rich easy. It says get rich quick. $17,000 check. How many of those do you need to do in a month before you can get rich? Magic Mike does 2 deals and averages about $10,000 each month. How many of those do you need to be able to quit your job? So it's get rich quick, not get rich easy. That whole story, nothing was easy. It took, from the minute that I started learning real estate to the minute that I got that check was 9 months. I quit twice. And you know why I quit? I was meeting with stupid people. I was meeting with real estate agents. I was like, all right, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get a deal in the contract. I'm trying to do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to wholesale. My market is not like Atlanta or Dallas. In Atlanta and Dallas, you'll see signs, we buy houses, we buy this. You'll see a lot of wholesalers. My market, none. You don't see any signs like that. No one does what I do up there. So when I'm meeting with these people, they're like, what the hell are you talking about? You're trying to be an agent. That's just another way to sell the house. That's illegal. I was like, oh, damn. You know, the first 2 deals I got on the contract didn't work. So I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm done. But then I realized, I was like, I went through 3 coaching programs, and I spent all this money learning this stuff, and my kid is still there. Why am I going to wait another day? You know, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, she's going to be 10 years old. How many properties am I going to have? 10 years is going to come, whether I like it or not. And when 10 years come, I want to be able to give her everything that she wanted, right? And everything that she needs, everything that I didn't have. And I said, let me get back in this and do this again. Maybe I was doing it incorrectly. Maybe I have the wrong team. And luckily, Juan Pablo had his number on YouTube at the time. Called him up.
At the time.
At the time. I was like, hello? Said, yeah, how you doing? I said, Juan Pablo? I said, yeah, it's Juan Pablo, we had a meeting. I said, like Juan Pablo. I said, yeah, what you want? I said, hold on. I was like, oh, this is not a secretary, this is him. And I was like, oh, okay, like, so, he's like, what do you, like, let's talk about this, what do you need, blah, blah. He walked me through it. That's one person I found. Then I found my other coach. And then that's when I built a team that actually worked. And that mindset change is what we try to teach to all the students. It's hard to change your mindset. You know why? You've been told from you were like this young to you are now. So that's what, 20, 25, 30 years, 50 years, some people, 60, that this is the way to success. This is how you have to do it. When really, there's multiple ways to do it. You know, 9 to 5 is not the only way. If you want 9 to 5, and I don't put down people who has a job at all. You know, I have a different mentality. If you have a 9 to 5, that's one source of income. What you need to do is take the money that you're earning from the 9 to 5 and invest it in an active income producing business. Whether it's I'm buying a shoe for 50 bucks and I'm selling it for $60. That's active income. So take your money from the 9 to 5, start an active income. Then the money from your 9 to 5 and the active income, you should start buying passive income. So whether it's like a vending machine, referring clients to us for business credit or credit repair, like whoever has bad credit, I know you know 10 people that have bad credit. Refer them to 100% finance. Get that commission, right? Passive income is the way that the passive income is the way that you're gonna actually retire. And one tip here, what does retire mean? This is a question for someone. Anyone in the audience, what does retiring mean?
I say financial free, just able to do what you want to do.
All right, so you explain to me like I was a 3-year-old. To stop what?
Stop working.
Stop working?
No.
I would say to,
You would say what?
I would say to have money coming in without necessarily having to work for it on a daily basis.
Okay, to have money coming in and not necessarily have to work for it on a daily basis. All right, so that means I can have $2 coming in and not have to work for it, and I can retire?
Well, as long as you have, well, I'd say enough to cover your expenses.
Oh, okay.
So whether it's from a business or a pension or something.
So what did Juan do earlier with you? He went over your personal financial statement, right? How many houses you need. The reason he did that is because that's your expenses. Financial freedom is just a fancy way of saying retirement. At the end of 40 years, you know, you have this job, it's all cool, 40 years later, got my 401k, my IRA, you know, Social Security, now I can retire. The reason why isn't because you spent 40 years at the job. The reason why is because you should have built up a nest egg that's going to pay you the amount of money that you need to live off of to cover your expenses. Why wait 40 years? I want to do that in 5. At the time, I wanted to do that in a year, but it didn't happen. But what did happen, I missed my mark, but not that by that much. My mark was up here, I hit here. The next year, I was here. The year after that, I hit it. But then my expenses increases, right? So I gotta go again. So the thing is, retiring and financial freedom is the same thing. You need to think about your expenses, how you wanna live. And one thing I would say with Juan, he told you where you are today. Let's go 20 years from now, where you have a kid, a couple kids, a wife, a husband, maybe 2 or 3, a couple cars. How do you want to live? You want to take trips, right? You want to buy nice stuff. You want to take care of your family. You need to calculate all that. That's your financial goal. Now, you need to go back to the starting point. How do I get there? So that's your goal. This is where you are now. How do I get there? So it's nice to calculate what you need today. That's level 1. There's a level 2. Level 2 is what you need 20 years from now. Level 3 is that bigger goal. What's your purpose here? Like, what's your purpose in life? What do you want to do? If you had all the money in the world, what would you do? Is it helping your community? Is it helping your church? Is it going to Africa and helping them? Is it going, like, what do you want to do? What's your purpose? And here, that's the mindset that we want to start triggering in your head. And that's what we teach you at 100% Finance. Fix your credit first, business credit, business funding, real estate coaching, because that's what we're all good at, is real estate. But if you want to start a business, we can help you with that too. Because all of us are real estate experts. We're also business experts. Because every business is exactly the same. Every business needs marketing. Every business needs to has a production line. And every business needs to be operating. Those are the 3 fundamental pillars of business. So if you want to start something, just come to us and we'll see if we can help you. If we can't, we'll find somebody that can help you. Because the purpose is, the reason why Juan started 100% Finance was because people in his inner circle started asking him questions of, man, how do you quit your job? You have bad credit, how do you fix that? Oh, all right, that's what you did? Okay. So he said, oh, all these people ask me all these questions, how about I just create a community? The 100% Finance community is what he built. And I love it, and that's why I came on as a coach. I have experience with a bunch of different coaching programs, from really bad, to really good. So we packaged that, we sat down, we came together, me, him, and Ryan, and we said, how can we benefit the student? Number one, education, financial education. Number two, real estate education. So most of our clients have bad credit, because that's where we started. Let's start a credit repair company. Oh, damn, they don't have access to capital. Business funding. I didn't talk about business funding, but that's how I started as well. My credit score was below 600. It was like 594 or something like that. In 5 months, it jumped up to a 767. Then I applied for business credit while I was fixing it, because I don't like to wait for stuff. At 680, I applied, even though they told me 720. That's one thing with me. You can't tell me no. Like, just apply, and they'll tell me no. I can't tell myself no, and none of you guys should do that as well. If you don't think you can qualify, I don't care. Let someone else tell you you can't qualify. I signed up, and the underwriter said, hey, you qualify for $16,000 as long as you take these inquiries off. You could probably get more. I was like, nah, I need that $16,000 now. So I applied, got the $16,000, and that was able to fund my marketing. That allowed me to find that deal. Now I got the deal. 6 months later, I applied again. You know, and now I have about $120,000 of available credit. I don't need to touch it, but who knows? What if a deal comes by and it's like an $800,000 deal, and I can't raise money from it? You know where I'm going? Hey, I know you go to my partners. You guys are extremely expensive, but you know what? I know tricks to make you less expensive for at least a year. So I'm gonna use you for a year. I'm gonna use this to figure out how I'm gonna increase the property value so I can refinance and pay their cards off. So it's all about strategy, and that's why I love this game. Like we told you, there's a Super Bowl coming up tomorrow. Everything is a game to me. If you know the rules inside and out, you can use the rules to your advantage and exploit it. Real estate agent said, wholesaling is illegal. Why? Oh, because you're really selling the contract, but you're really selling the house. You're selling the contract, but you're really selling the house. I said, no, I'm selling the contract. That's the only thing I'm selling, the contract. That's a loophole. That's why wholesaling is legal, as long as you have equitable interest in a property or an entity, for that matter. You can sell your interest to someone else, and they'll buy it. Now, there's one more thing I'm going to talk about. Magic Mike, he is a really good wholesaler. What I specialize in is no money down investing. So I have about 16 rental properties that I acquired over the last year and a half, and I acquired all of them without any of my own cash. And the way that we teach you how to do that is negotiating with the seller. So finding houses that sellers don't live in, they may be renting it out to someone or it may be vacant, and finding out what they need, what the seller needs. So you could come in there with as little cash as possible. The last deal I did was a 3-unit in Syracuse, New York. The purchase price was $55,000. I negotiated with the seller to only come with $10,000, and he'll hold the rest. He initially wanted to do it for 5 years, but I made him go to 10. So I have 10 years to pay him off. I'm paying let's say $300 a month for his mortgage. That's how much I have to give him a month for holding that note. For the next 10 years, my purchase price is $55,000. The house brings in $24,000. No, $2,400 a month. So that's $2,100 that I have to pay the expenses, pay the utility bills, pay this, pay that, pay this, and then it comes down to me as cash flow. And I only had to come up with $10,000. I told you I had a card with $16,000 on it from the first round. What did I do? Pull it off. Pull $10,000 off. I said here. Pulled another $3,000 off to do the repairs, fixing it up. Now, let me ask you a question. In 10 years, is this house going to be worth $55,000?
Yeah. Way more.
Way more, right?
Yeah.
In 5 years, it's going to be worth $55,000. So like, it's how you do things and how you finesse, that's his favorite word, how you finesse a deal. So we teach you whenever a deal comes into your pipeline, we teach you the best strategy to monetize it. There's a lot of deals that come in my pipeline that I make money off of, but I don't close on them. Because I give them to real estate agents. I'm like, all right, they want full price, all cash today. A real estate agent, I'll just get a commission or a referral fee. So that's how you gotta start thinking.